Reacts.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Matt, and you're watching Matt Modify Reacts. And today we're reacting to London's secret mayor who runs the secret city. If you enjoy content like this, definitely be sure to leave a like on the video. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate any and all subscriptions, and it keeps you guys in the loop of when new content goes live. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
The City of London is a unique place. It's the city, in a country that runs its government with perhaps the most complicated elections in the world, involving medieval guilds, modern corporations, mandatory titles, and fancy hats.
Wow, okay, so right out of the gate, that's a lot. So we got hold on. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's just they threw a lot at us. CGP Grey threw a lot at us in that like 5-second span here. Let's revisit that real quick.
In a city, in a country that runs its government with perhaps the most complicated elections in the world, involving medieval guilds, modern corporations, mandatory titles, and fancy hats, all of which are connected in this horrifying org.
Whoa. Yeah, horrifying is probably the simplest way to put that. Wow, there's a lot of... Wow.
Chart. Why so complicated? Though the new skyscrapers might make you think the City of London is relatively young, it's actually the oldest continuous government on the island of Great Britain. The City of London predates the empire that Victoria ruled, the kingdoms Anne united, and the Magna Carta that John reluctantly signed. While the London which surrounds the city only got to electing its first mayor in 2000, the list of mayors who've governed the City of London is almost 700 people long, going back more than 1,000 years.
Wow. And that's 700 people, more than 700 people, they said, going back over 1,000 years. Holy shit. And easily it has to be more than... You know, like, it's not, it can't be close to 700. Did you guys see that list? I mean, look at that list.
Almost 700 people long, going back more than 1,000 years.
So he said almost 700 people going back over 1,000 years. So like, yeah, I'm not good with math, so I'm not going to pretend to be, but yeah, that's crazy.
The City of London's government is so old that there's no surviving record of exactly when it was born. There are only documents like the Magna Carta, which mention the pre-existing powers the City of London already had at that point in time. So while a government like the United States officially gets its power from the people and Parliament gets its...
Well, usually we get our power from the people.
Power from the crown, which in turn gets it from God.
Which is crazy because it also seems...
Power from the people, and Parliament gets its power from the crown, which in turn gets it from God.
Yeah, that part right there. So, wow.
The City of London gets its power from time immemorial, meaning that the city is so old it just is. And that age brings with it unusual and complicated traditions. The most notable of these, perhaps, is that in City of London elections, companies get votes. Quite a lot, actually.
Wow. Okay, so companies are able to buy in, essentially, to get votes. Wow. Okay, so that's Winter Cycles, Plastrol Tech. I'm not familiar with any of those companies, but I assume that they're probably pretty wealthy. They have pretty wealthy influence, I would think, over if they're able to essentially buy elections.
About 3/4 of the votes cast in city elections are from companies, with the remaining 1/4 from residents. The way it works is that the bigger a company is, the more votes it gets from the City of London. The companies then give their votes to select employees who work but do not live within the city, and it's these employees who do the actual voting at election time. The result is that the Common Council, the bureaucratic beating heart of the City of London, has about 20 Common Councillors elected by residents of the city and about 80 elected by companies of the city.
Oh my God. Can we look at that pie chart for a minute, guys and gals? That pie chart is absolutely absurd. There is no reason companies, especially, this is my opinion, of course, but I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't think companies should have that much influence over anything outside of their company. Because that right there is definitely a crazy thing. And scary on so many levels.
The reasoning behind this unusual tradition is that for every one person who lives in the City of London, 43 people commute in every day. In total, that's 300,000 commuters using city services and whose employment depends on the City of London being business friendly. The man in charge of the Common Council and who heads the city's government is the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor of London.
The Right what a title, huh? The Right Honourable. Is there the Wrong Honourable? The Right Honourable, the Lord Mayor of London. Can we say that someone has just a slight bit of an ego?
Now, suppose you want to be Lord Mayor. Surely, just as in that other London, all you'll need do is A, be a British Commonwealth or EU citizen.
Well, I'm automatically disqualified on those pretenses, but maybe one of you guys could be the mayor.
Who has B, lived in the city for a year, and who C, wins the election, right?
Oh.
No. In the City of London, that's not nearly enough. Ready for the qualifications list? Before you can even run for Lord Mayor, you need to have been a sheriff of the City of London. But before you can be sheriff, you need to be an alderman. What's an alderman? Well, the City of London is divided into 25 wards, and each ward elects one alderman to represent it on.
So they have like a tier system where you have to... And how long do you have to stay in those roles? I mean, maybe he'll tell us, but like how long do you have to stay as an alderman and a sheriff and then all these other positions before you're even able to be mayor? I don't know about you guys. That seems like a lot of work, but I mean, as we know, people, who are looking for power and things like that, they're willing to go the extra mile. Way more than they should, I think.
The Court of Aldermen, a subsection of the Common Council. But before you can run for alderman, you need to gain freeman status. And
what?
Out freeman status? Why, none other than the very Court of Aldermen you're trying to get elected to, which might just seem like a conflict of interest. Luckily, there is another way to get freeman status. Join one of the city's guilds. Sadly, they aren't called guilds, they're called livery companies.
You know what this feels like? This feels like, I don't know if you guys remember, but when we were kids and stuff, they had games. I know in the States they called it Red Rover or something to the effect of that. But the whole like kids games and stuff like that, where they just like the one kid who comes up with the game makes the rules and then alters the rules and things like that. That's what this feels like. This feels like somebody decided that they want to do a thing, and because they made the rules, they don't apply to them, but you have to do all these silly things if you want to be part of the game, right? Crazy.
Companies, a name which is both more boring and less descriptive, but the remnants of medieval guilds, many of them are, and within the city there are 108 of them to choose from, including, but not limited to, the apothecaries, the fishmongers, the
Did he say 108? 108 choices? Holy crap.
Masons, the mercers, the scientific instrument makers, the bankers, the shipwrights, the wheelwrights, the butchers, the bakers, 2 different candlestick makers, and the most exciting of all, the chartered accountants. Many of these guilds, like the Fletchers, have become charities, but some are still active, such as the goldsmiths who test the quality of British coinage, and the hackney carriage drivers who license taxi drivers. To join one of these guilds, you'll either need to meet the professional requirements, or for the charities like the haberdashers, you'll need the approval of 2 existing members. If you meet none of the livery company's membership requirements, but you think you'll be a clever clogs and start your own livery company and grant yourself,
they ain't gonna let you do that.
Tough luck, because new livery companies need to be approved by, you guessed it, the Court of Aldermen.
Wow, yeah, this is like if you're not part of the VIP, you can't play with us. This is what this is. This is crazy. No wonder this is a secret mayor in the secret city, right?
But let's assume one way or another you get the official Freeman Status Certificate. Now you can finally run for Alderman of a ward, after the Lord Chancellor's Advisory Committee also approves of you. But that small barrier passed, you can win election as alderman in either one of the 4 wards where people live or the 21 wards where companies live. Once on the Court of Aldermen, to continue your path to the mayor's office in Guildhall, you must now be elected as sheriff. But this time it's the members of the livery companies who pick the sheriffs. So if
like what's even the point? I don't know if this is probably to deter people. I would think it's to deter people, because like why would you make it so ridiculously difficult for people to qualify for these positions unless you didn't want other people to be in there, and you wanted to continue to maintain and make the rules, right?
Livery company members elect you as sheriff. After you have successfully completed your term, then you can finally run for mayor. But surprisingly, residents of the City of London don't vote for the mayor. Our old friends on the Court of Aldermen do. So in summary, once you get your freeman status from either the Court of Aldermen or the livery companies, and after your ward elects you as alderman, and then the livery companies elect you as sheriff, and after then you can run for mayor. And assuming the other aldermen select you, you can finally take your place as the Right Honorable, the Lord Mayor of London.
Okay, did you guys got all that, right? All that red tape and all the little circles and the lines, and man, I'm gonna get another F on another test.
For 1 year with no salary.
All of that in 1 year with no salary? Are you shitting me? That is insane, bro.
And you have to cover your own expenses.
Oh, and of course you cover your own expenses. But wait, there's more.
Which will be quite considerable, as your new job consists mostly of making hundreds of speeches a year around the world promoting city business. But you do get that fancy hat, which just might make it all worthwhile.
I do like hats. As you guys can see, I do like hats. It is a fancy hat. I don't know. I can get the map modify thing maybe put on that. Maybe. I don't know. It's just a thought. I mean, All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something. I feel like I learned a lot, but again, I don't think I would pass the test. If you guys enjoy content like this, shout out again to CGP Gray for the video and the learning lesson. Always glad to learn things that I don't know about, and now I do. I think I know. Definitely leave a like on this video if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.